Where are you from?
Hawaii.
And what are your names?
Andy. Andy Lynn.
And what was yesterday?
250th July, birthday. 250th birthday celebration.
How did you celebrate?
We went to the monument and went to the Salute to America show.
Yeah. Oh, I was at the monument too.
Yeah,
How was
fireworks and saw Trump speak. It was great.
How was the show?
Incredible. I don't know if I can ever go to another fireworks show after that.
So you're wearing Trump 2028. So what are you supporting?
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, they say if, actually Trump has said, you know, if Robert steals the diamonds, you got to return the diamonds. So, you know, sometimes he's just kind of playing around, but we'll see. You know, there are more than just one Donald Trump. You know, there's Eric Trump, there's Laura Trump, there's Don Jr. So, yeah, there's more than just one Trump. Melania. Yeah, true. There's Melania too. Yeah.
But what about like the criticisms about the gas prices?
It's coming down already. I think he keeps telling us the best is yet to come. So we've got that to look forward to for sure.
And like changing the Constitution and stuff like that.
I haven't heard about changing the Constitution.
Yeah. Or they're selling off the national parks also.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening, and there's a lot of bad information out in the media. You know, we try to stick to the truth, and we've seen for many, many years now that everything he does for the country is good for the people. So we're, you know, stoked on it and want to see more of it.
Okay, thank you. Melania 2028. That's hilarious, and they're actually talking about it. Melania can barely speak English, hates Christmas, hates children, and I guess would be naked the whole time in her advertising. Not to mention she knows Putin. Melania is the one who started the whole birther conspiracy that Barack Obama was not born in the US and she wanted to see his birth certificate. She is the one who started that whole thing, and she herself was not born in the US, as we all know. That's quite a double standard, isn't it? Interesting. With that interview of MAGA people, I probably went a little softball on it. Well, I wasn't trying to pick a fight in Washington with MAGA people, considering they had the Proud Boys marching in the morning, and you just don't know who people are. But secondly, I am curious about what the appeal is other than the racism and what they're telling each other and telling themselves. What he said about the diamond being stolen, that's basically, I think, code word for what they were told, that the 2020 election was stolen and now it's anything goes. I should have probably pushed back on that and asked more questions, hard-hitting questions. Another thing about my approach and relating to them and like kind of softening up the interview is that we are all American and we can, you know, inquire and discuss and debate without all the hatred and judgment. I've been doing this, like interviewing people and making documentaries since 9/11, so I'm used to kind of dealing with controversial subjects like the Iraq War. And that's one technique, because as a brown woman, often I was going into like racist white spaces, or, you know, dealing with people who are very indoctrinated against me, either because of the war or otherwise, just based on what I look like. If you relate to people, they're more likely to open up, first of all, in an interview. That's interview technique. And secondly, we are all American and we should be able to have conversations, even though it's literally life and liberty when you're talking about taking away people's citizenship and birthright citizenship and voting rights and all this other stuff that people did actually die for to get in the first place, or was settled 150 years ago. You know, it's sad, but it's easier to get answers out of people without attacking them. I've worked for some producers who want a reactive response, so they will ask like really offensive questions, even in a softball project where you're actually celebrating the people, because that's to get a reaction, dramatic reaction on camera. So it depends what you're going for, what effect you're going for, but those are just interview philosophies, I guess. They're obsessed with the Trump family. I don't really get it, with all the lies and dementia and everything. And even though Project 2025 is so public and they do want to change the Constitution and they want a white nationalist, Christian fundamentalist state, either people have still not heard about it, or they're in denial about it, or I don't know what they're being told, that everything is great for the country. I'm not really sure what they're talking about, or what turned out to be great for them. Also, being from Hawaii, Obama was from Hawaii. I didn't ask about that. And also notably, Cambridge Analytica was a think tank in the UK, in England, that funded and backed a lot of the right-wing candidates like Trump, Modi. There's a great documentary about it that you can watch from the 2016 election. And then a lot of those people just kept running and winning elections again, like Netanyahu, who should have had term limits. Steve Bannon worked at Cambridge Analytica, and Jeffrey Epstein told him to introduce Trump to Modi in 2017. So all of these multinational movements are connected. And now, I don't know, they seem to be going for a third term, possibly. The guy has dementia. I don't even know if he'll make it. But it's weird. Another thing is like seeing all the kids wearing the MAGA hats. It reminds me of the Hitler Youth, because they were so indoctrinated at an early age and even went against their parents in some cases. And what do they know? It's like teaching kids to hate. And this is also the thing with Elon Musk and Peter Thiel that I keep coming back to. It's like they are proud of being Nazis. They have been publicly Nazis for over 10 years that I've known of. That's how I heard about them, actually. Other than Tesla, they were kicked out of a Silicon Valley board about 10 years ago for neo-Nazi emails. So they're going around the world making speeches and telling people in Germany, don't be embarrassed of your grandfathers, even though the Nazi paraphernalia was banned. And I've personally seen a guy my age, when I was in college, wearing his grandfather's uniform outside of a concentration camp museum and doing a Nazi salute at sunset. So it's not like it died even with all the banning and everything. So like, they're proud of it. Why are you making excuses for them? And why are you denying it on their behalf? It's only to lie to yourself about what you're supporting in reality and who these people are in reality, just because they're rich. Like, wow, they're ballers. They have yachts and jets, and oh wow, they have space shuttles, and now he's a trillionaire. And then he was only a trillionaire for a couple hours because he doesn't really care about money, because he loses $250 billion every year and gets it back again. Like, that's the guy's life. Why put him on such a pedestal? How does it benefit you? And then it's like, well, are you part of this Donald Trump Epstein sex cult? I have a lot of questions for the MAGA people. Like, weren't you the one saying release the files all these years? How come you're letting him off the hook so easy, huh?